Not as much as yours.
I don't even know where I got this, but this is just
All right, you're live.
Hey guys, we're just over here playing with our swivel knives.
Huh?
Kevin is always fascinated by how good the ball bearing is on this one.
Yeah.
You know, it's the simple things in life. Really, you just gotta embrace when things make you happy. So
It doesn't take much to make me happy.
that is a non-true. That is a non-true statement.
Why would you say something
Because
like
you are
that?
the fussiest person. And today is going to be wonderful. It's going to be a bright and cheery last Friday of the month here.
Am I fussy?
Not yet today. No.
But it's only 11.
Right now is the only thing I can gauge about.
He's more tactful than I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
I've been working on him for the last 8 years. Alrighty, folks. Well, it is a trading card day with Denny and Kevin. I'm sure I will get misted by some water at some point during our lovely hour here. And these guys apparently have some sort of a plan. I think Kevin's been telling me that he had a plan. Kevin's plan was to make his trading card larger than Denny's. So Kevin decided to do, what size you got there?
I don't know. It's like 4 by 5 or something. It's whatever the die that we had is. It's called a halfback.
So the halfback.
Which is kind of like a wallet back, except it's only half.
Oh, is that where that came from?
I think so. Look at that. See, doesn't that look like a whole wallet back?
It does. So it's probably 3.5 by
Now it's a fullback.
4. Now it's a fullback. Yep. So Kevin decided to go with the halfback today, was his preference, and hopefully he's got all the tools that he needs. He kept telling Denny and me that he was good to go, and he was all set, and he was prepping himself.
I today
Uh-huh.
am going to do some retro leathercraft.
How exciting.
I know, that's what I thought.
Holly went retro today.
We're going to do
It's Retro Friday.
Holly is
70s
retro.
leather work.
She's got the big hair going.
I love it. Come say
That looks
hi.
a lot like
Yes.
mine did.
I know. Look at this little cutie right here. He's got all the curls today. Alrighty. Well, Denny, what are you going to do?
I have a vomiting daffodil.
I wasn't going to say it, but you said it.
Hey,
Do you have a modeling tool?
Clayton's the one that named this.
Is he?
Yes. No, I don't have a modeling tool, Kevin.
Well, that's okay. You don't have to.
I have some.
I am going to commence, if that's okay.
So am I.
Let's get the show on the road, fellas.
Okay, I don't know how all this is going to work out, but it's going to work out one way or another. Oh my gosh, that swivel knife is so stinking sharp.
Oh, look
That
at
is
you.
incredible.
Compared to the junk that I bring you? Is that what you're
No,
trying to
no,
say?
no. I was telling Denny, though, if that was any more polished, you could, and wider surface, you could see yourself in it. You know, this is really a lot of fun. You should try that. You should do it a little flip.
Oh, knock it out of your hand. There it is.
That just goes and goes and goes and goes. That makes it carve better.
It's a good bearing.
Yeah, well,
Well, because it'll do what you want.
doesn't make it carve better, but I just thought I'd say that. That seems like that's the first thing that everybody does when they get a swivel knife is they give one of those flips.
They give the saddle a flip.
Something like that. I'm going to put a happy little border on mine.
I see that.
Mine's borderless. Mine's beyond borders.
And
It probably will be, actually.
I got to apologize to everyone in advance. If I'm sniffing and snarfing, it's because these allergies are just crazy. And that's the way it is. And so that's it. Okay.
Our springtime showers and flowers are here.
Well, the showers are.
I already have those cute little yellow flowers that pop up.
Yeah, I think I got some too.
Denny's look like so.
Yeah.
Is that what that is? Is that a daffodil?
Daffodil,
Yeah.
yes.
For those of you poor folks that are living in colder climates, I'm sorry. But
Glad you're not.
You made a
man.
decision to live there.
that's right.
Kevin made the decision to leave there.
boy, did I. I traced a happy little pattern
Oh,
here.
look at that little vase.
Yeah, I know. I kind of used up more space here than I wanted, but it'll be all right because I'm going to fake it. And I'll just come down here and fake it there. That's one thing I've gotten good at over the years is faking stuff. Everybody thinks I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. He's just good at making it up.
Yeah,
I've been pretty good at faking stuff since I was a little kid.
Well, you know, that's when you learn it.
Yeah.
When you're a little kid. Hey, Mom, can I go spend the night with my buddy?
Hey, Mom, I'm sick. Do I have to go to school?
You guys were ornery little fellas.
Oh, boy.
I think we talked about how ornery you were last month. You told us about picking on your brother.
Oh, man. That poor guy, I scarred him for life. There is no doubt. You know, and he still likes me. I gotta give him credit.
Maybe you made him stronger.
I don't know.
Maybe he's a faker too, Kevin.
What's that?
Do you still like me?
He said maybe he's a good faker too. That's what Denny said.
I don't normally like to trace things like this, but since I inadvertently and since I decided to have a border on this thing, I knew I was going to need more room than what I got. So we'll just have to kind of pare things down a little bit. Which, as most of our audience would know, that's what Leathercraft's all about, is fixing your mistakes. Wouldn't you say, Denny?
I would. That's what most of my leather craft's about. No, you can't call them mistakes, really. They're just maybe missteps. But
Yeah. I remember I was making a clock face for somebody, and it was really nice. They wanted a horse on the front of this clock face, and they didn't care what it looked like. They just wanted it to look like a horse. And you know, I had this horse head on there. It was looking pretty darn good. And I knew, you know, I was painting it. It was kind of a monochromatic shades of brown, I guess, if you will. And I dipped my brush in my dye and painted a little bit there. And I laid the brush down kind of like that up near the top edge of my corner, the corner of my picture. It was about a foot square. And I knew I should not do that, but it'd be okay because I was only going to be a minute. And my little 2-year-old boy came up and bumped it, and that brush rolled right across the whole picture. It was really pretty interesting. And it rolled right across that horse's head. Well, I was able to correct everything, and I had to make the horse look like one of those guys with a white blaze on his head. You know, I had to cover that with a little bit of paint. It actually came out pretty good, and got me some more work because the lady thought I did such a good job on painting.
And he said, "Oh shucks, now I got to mess it up every time."
she said, "How original."
Yeah. Well, it worked. Anywho. Wow, did I get all this done already? Not done, but kind of close.
You may have to do several of them, Kevin.
I may, which is why I brought several pieces just in case I got done so far ahead of you, because I figured I would.
Let's see here. So Kevin's got just a cute little flower vase.
Yeah. Very, very, very 70s. So we're gonna cut this thing out.
What did they used to call that leather we always used to carve on? That kind of design. Nature tanned.
Nature tan.
Nature
it was orange.
Yes.
But we didn't carve on it.
Yeah, well, we would cut on it like that, though.
A little bit, yeah.
What was this nature tanned leather? What does that mean?
It was basically leather that the grain was lightly sanded. They really figured that out, you know. They figured out how to take crappy cowhide and make it into something that would sell in a veg tent. And it was like this, except the hides were so bad they had to sand off so much of the grain, and then they dyed it orange.
Yeah.
And it didn't cut worth a flip. I mean, just not really at all. And but it's stamped really pretty nice. And you could just stamp it and do all that stuff. Didn't antique so good, but it dyed okay. So
Yeah, the big thing was block dyeing things at that point too.
Yep.
I remember that.
So we made lots of purses, lots of belts with that stuff, and just a bunch. And I remember, oh gosh, I made so many belts out of that leather. Of course, it was so easy to work with, you know, because all you could do was stamp with it. You really couldn't. You tried to carve, and I tried to carve it some. Of course, you know, you had to, or at least I felt I had to. And that just was a non-happening deal. Oh, I got more squiggles on here than I remember making. I guess I should just kind of get my act together here and go at it a little bit.
Does anybody else out there remember working with that nature tanned leather?
Oh, I'm sure they do. There's got to be some
Where did Tandy sell it?
old coots out there.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Tandy sold it. They're about the only ones I think that did.
Yeah, they were the ones that came up with it.
Yeah.
It used to be pretty much the only game in town, didn't it?
Oh, heavens, yes. You know, for those that are interested in leather world history, they were the only game in town because, you know why they were?
Because there was no internet.
No, that's not why. But that did play a part, you're correct. They were the only game in town because they owned the magazine called Make It With Leather.
I remember that.
They owned it. And so it never made a dime. But they didn't realize that by owning it, they were keeping all these potential companies from advertising. So nobody ever knew much about anything other than Tandy. Well, when Tandy sold that magazine, oh my gosh, the floodgates opened. The leather factory started buying ads, and everybody else bought ads, Weaver and all these other people, and it just changed the leather world right there. But anyway, that's the way it is.
Let's see here. We had somebody that asked about the dimensions, Denny, of your tool roll, so I'm going to get that here for us real fast.
Good, because I had no idea what it is.
So, Victor, this tool roll is 29 inches, maybe Denny probably just made it and did whatever.
You're right.
Yeah, just cut a piece of leather up. But we've got 29 inches this way, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 pockets. So they're maybe like 1.5 inches to 2 inches wide on each of the pockets. And then you've got
Yeah, the pockets
9,
are 3 inches deep.
3 inches deep, yep, with a rolled top edge. So if you cut it at 3.5, you'll just roll that top edge. So 12, maybe 12 and a half inches.
Yeah.
Tall piece of leather so that you have your fold over, you got your rolled edge, and it looks like he even did it with 2.
I did it with 2 because
Yeah.
I was using a
Just
piece
scraps.
of scrap. Yeah.
Mhm. And then he just sewed in a little tie down on the end here. It's got 2 long strings, so once you get you rolled up, you just put your strings in different directions and you tie it up.
You got to put them in different directions.
You had to put them different directions. Yeah, Denny tried to put them the same direction yesterday.
It doesn't work.
And
very well.
I was like, well, that's not going to hold your tool roll closed, Denny.
And you were so right.
I was on point there. And then Beth, we do have a couple cabochon videos that we've already done. We did some bracelets. Kevin came in and he did a bag. I do believe that we're going to be working with another leather crafter from Instagram here at some point in the future. We haven't gotten it scheduled yet, and they will show you how they also inlay cabs. But yeah, go check out. We've got the cabochon inlay bracelet, and then Kevin did like a 3 stone inlays, but they were not like cut like a cab where they've got, you know, the rounded top. They were a little bit more of just a slab, just a little stone slab that he inlaid in the face of a messenger bag.
Worked out pretty good.
Yeah, no, it
That's
looks
really
great.
getting to be a thing lately, is people putting rocks with leather, and I think that's a great idea.
It's your 2 passions.
Well, yeah, really. Okay. Well, I'm just cruising right along, and I'm going to be done so far ahead of detonating.
Well, that's okay, because you need to make 2. We're getting, I told you already. We've gotten several submissions of people that have been sending in their trading cards, so that's super exciting.
They were pretty nice, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them. I liked them.
This would have been so nice if I would have taken the time to paint it, but I'm just not going to, because that's a lot of work. Not that I mind the work. With my luck, I'd probably spill the paint.
Okay, so we've got 1 trading card that came yesterday from Jackie Mitchell. Yeah, I don't know. So
Nice.
yep, she just
I
did.
didn't see that one.
Here she. Oh, so we've got
Very
this
nice.
one that they just did a geometric design on, and then lined it with some pink suede. So that was lots of fun. And then we have, let's see here. So this is the one that Dan came in and did, I think, on an after party here a couple weeks ago, which I called the mushroom octopus. But he told me this is one of Tandy's doodle pages designs.
Could have been.
Yeah. So Dan did that one, who works in our gathering room. Oh, guys, let's see here. Ted Pearson sent us this feather. And then honestly, guys, I'm going to have to match up. We got these 2 from Rockin' M. So they sent in these submissions, and we sent them out some trading cards in return. And then this lady came into the store. She was from Arkansas. She shops with us on live shopping, but she made a really fun Land Before Time. So we've got a pterodactyl up here, and we've got a T-Rex over here, and then a cute little ocean scene. So that one was a lot of fun. And I apologize that I don't remember your name. I could look it up. And then this one is from, is that a J?
I
You
believe
asking
so.
me?
J. Reeve, I think. This one's from J. Reeve. So anyways, yeah, so send us your guys' trading cards, and then we will send you out some of one of those.
Well, how are we going to keep up with all those trading cards?
You're going to do this every month for the rest of your life.
There's not a way in the world. You might have to make a trading card.
That's interesting.
Actually, you know, I think today after we're done, I think there's going to be some more trading cards made. Am I right?
Oh yeah, we've got, for all of you guys out there worried that Captain No Fun was not going to have any fun this afternoon, he has planned some fun for us this afternoon.
No fun.
Okay.
Next week is the super big surprise.
So we have a super big surprise next Friday.
Hi, Looney.
Look.
You got your toy. Good job, Loons.
But we're all gonna hang out and do some arting.
Do some arting.
We're all artists.
Grace and Holly and Nick and I.
Don't worry, guys. There will be an after party with Captain No Fun and the team.
For this Friday and next Friday.
Captain No Fun?
Yeah.
That's what they call me.
Yeah, Chad got labeled Captain No Fun.
Because I didn't do an after party.
Well, I got news for you. I'm going to go manhandle some leather so that our poor leather gatherers can have enough to ship out for orders. My stars, it's getting busy. I don't know what's happened, but all the orders in the world seem to be piling in lately, and boy, if you're one of the ones that are having to wait a little while to have your orders shipped, I wish I could
Tell you it's going to be there quick.
help with that, but I just can't.
Tony said Ed had 2 of those.
There's
Yeah, Ed did 2 of them.
I don't know why I said he did. Daryl's asking where we send the cards.
Oh, so ship them to our store location here. It is 1463 South Glenstone Avenue, Springfield, Missouri, 65804. It's on the website. It's probably on most of our social media pages. It's in the catalog. It's memorized in my brain. I don't know why you guys don't have it memorized. Sometimes I accidentally give out the store phone number from my phone number because I've worked here for so long that it's just the same thing.
Can you jump up? Come on,
Come on, do it. Do it. Come on.
come on. Up you go.
Life is too hard for you, isn't it?
Well, yes, you're just a pretty good, for a dog, you're a pretty good one. I think so. One of the best. I have 2 that are related to you. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Come on. Yes, come on, you gotta pet me.
Sometimes you just have to encourage her with some petting, and then she wants it to continue, so then she'll get up.
Yes, I know. Well, I guess it's nice to see you anyway, Loons. Even if you are a little bit camera shy.
Do you want to put that other one back up, Chad?
Which one?
The one about the double knife, swivel knife.
Yeah, thank you.
No. Michael, there is not a size that we prefer. You could send us whatever size you want. But just know that we won't necessarily be able to match the size that you send us because I'll send you one that they're working on. So
Yeah, I
that's...
don't think we have the trading cards on the website yet. We're working on it.
Yeah, we are working on getting the size listed that we've been using. Not Kevin's current size, but you can buy halfbacks already. So if you wanted to buy halfbacks and do big cards, then you are welcome to do that.
You know, I just decided to do this because...
Because you're special.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody keeps telling me I'm special. I figured I should live up to that.
You sure are.
You know, if I didn't know better, I would have said that I possibly detected a hint of sarcasm.
Sounds like I got a hashtag now.
Captain No Fun. We like it, Chad.
So what's going on in the leather world right now? Let's see. We just got 5 pallets of gaily colored pig splits.
Oh, pig splits, okay.
The kind that went in our all-weather pig bundles.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want some really bright colored suede pig splits, they're a new buck finish. They're really going to be nice. They're not here yet, but they will be. And they're going to be extremely inexpensive.
Are we going to make those bundles again? Is it the same?
We will make those bundles, plus we'll probably do some other things that are kind of cool, I hope. Just have to see.
We always do cool things.
Yeah, we've also got a line on some black ostrich, some some smaller skins that, if I recall correctly, are going to be a super duper bargain. I don't remember exactly what the price is, but I think it's probably, do you know what they're going to be?
I don't remember. No,
Probably
we'll have to.
$150 or less.
Nice.
And that is nice, yeah. And then we've got some big ones. Big honking ostrich birds. Breeders, they call them. And those things are selling for about $350
to $375.
$375 for the giant ones. But they're, some of those are as big as 21 square feet. Some are maybe only 17 square feet, but a lot of them are really, really big.
No, I didn't realize ostriches were that big, but I guess obviously they are.
Those mama birds, they get pretty big. That one hanging on the wall in the office is like 22 feet.
Yeah.
That thing is huge. Okay, guys, so Michael Seeger has a question. He says, is a double line swivel knife blade 2.5 millimeter or 2 millimeter what one would use to do a beater line on one's veg tan?
Yes.
That would be
Yes.
good. You could, for sure. They don't even make those blades anymore, do they?
Sometimes people ask for the double. I don't. I usually send them to, like the Leather Wranglers or Barry King to look up
Barry,
those specialty.
Barry probably makes them.
Yeah.
Because, he can make them.
Well, most people, to make a bead line, most people use a push beater.
Yeah.
That's what I use. But because you aren't really trying to cut the leather when you're doing a bead line. You're just trying to make an impression.
Make a decorative line.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be so super stinking sharp.
Right.
As long as it's polished, really, that does it.
So here, Jeffrey Joseph asked, what weight are the pig splits?
Are the what?
The pig splits.
I don't have them in my hand yet, but I imagine that they were used in the shoe industry. So I'm guessing they're probably 2.5 to 3, if that.
Okay. Hashtag Team Chad the amazingness.
I know. I got a little love there.
Chevy guy sending some love to Chad.
That's a weird background tool, but I kind of like it.
What'd you use?
This thing.
Huh.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, a little waffle looking deal.
So Kevin made a little vase for a mom.
70s.
A
Right
70s.
out of the 70s.
Yeah.
Put that in the front of a handbag. Just put some nice little swirly things there. Put flowers on there with different sized flowers and maybe a frog in the bottom with a butterfly on the other side. Paint them orange, white, and yellow, and you are good to go. You got to have some green on the leaves.
And that's how it's done.
That is. Let's see. Is there anything else here?
You enjoyed the 70s, didn't you?
They were a very interesting time in my life. I would say that. Water. Water. Do you remember that song, Denny?
Yeah.
I figured you would.
Yeah.
Cool.
That wasn't that Sons of the
Water.
Pioneers did that song?
A lot of people did that song, but yeah, I think they did.
There's a lot of tornado talk. I guess there's a lot of tornadoes going on. So they were asking if we get tornadoes here in Missouri.
That is a yes.
What?
If we get tornadoes, there's a lot of tornadoes out in the, with spring comes all of the fabulous weather currents.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
That's just kind of cool. I like that.
It's quite adorable, Kevin.
Thank you. Maybe I should put some extra little cut things on. No, I don't think I will. Let's see. Okay, art time here. What time is it? Have I got time?
You've got plenty of time.
I do?
I don't actually know.
It is 11:30.
Yeah, so you have a whole another 30 minutes.
That's gonna be pushing it.
Well, you did this much in 30 minutes.
Yeah, but that wasn't pushing it.
Okay. We're pushing it now.
We are. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to have to rely on Denny, hoping he's got a few tools that I can use over there.
Once again, not
Got a
prepared.
couple.
He's gonna complain about him now.
Well, it's something I do well, I'm told. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Complain, you know.
It's a really nice dead weight, Denny. So that's a really nice dead weight.
It's pretty colored, isn't it?
Uh-huh, yeah. It's pretty rustic.
Not used at all. It's almost brand new.
You guys don't get to see what Denny's doing today.
Sorry, guys.
Kevin's got the spotlight.
I forgot one thing. Is there any specific tool you would like, Kevin? Because I have to go back to my bench.
No.
I'll remember that.
Wait a minute. I better look. Well, you could bring a pear shader. For heaven's sake,
pear
how can you
shader.
do leather work without a pear shader?
Large, small, checked, lined, smooth.
Well, checked, of course, and probably medium size would be just fine.
I'll be back.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Oops. Yee, I did a bad line, which could be worse. So anyway.
Just maybe.
You know,
Yeah.
this is kind of fun.
I knew you liked leather work.
I like just swirling around.
You're a good swivel knifer.
I think swirling is kind of a lot of fun, really. Now, I didn't know Denny was going to purposefully not bring the tools that I needed.
I tell you what, Kevin,
That
I'm
is
gonna get you.
amazing. There's not even a camouflage tool there. So this means I'm going to have to fake it. I love faking it.
It just makes you work harder, right?
It doesn't even have a big beveler.
He has these bevelers.
Well, that's kind of big.
Okay.
Well, it's not really big.
Is it all right though?
Well, it'll probably work. I guess I'll just hit it and we'll see.
Kevin Michael wants to know if you use an F990 doing the flower base.
No. F990. No. I used...
What specifically?
I only use one tool. Oh, this.
That's a weird one.
That's like an 885 or something.
Mm-hmm.
This one's 880.
Kevin, I was deathly afraid that my medium wouldn't be the same as your medium, so I brought 3.
That's okay. Do you mind if I use your beveler? Or
You go right on ahead.
He is
I just
complaining
finished.
about the size of the beveler though.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen a leather crafter that didn't have an array of bevelers.
I do, but I didn't bring everything I owned over here.
Victor's curious if you could tell us what tool you're using when you go to pick it up and use
Okay,
it.
well, this is a steep beveler for one, and it's what a
702-2.
702-2 steep beveler.
I think it's about the same as our PB013.
Yes, it is.
012.
Yep. And I don't really. When I do things like this, I'm not as careful as I could be. So for most of my beveling, not all but most, I use a 701, and that's a really common beveler. It's not a steep one, but it's a nice size. You can get in most places, and I'm too lazy to switch out when I should really use a smaller one. I tend to just use the one I got and worry about any little marks or something later. And, you know, it's just, I mean, I can do pretty good work if I take my time and sit down and think about it and try hard to do really good work. But most of the time, I'm just pretty happy to, you know, tool on a piece of leather and get a fun design if I can and go on from there. Boy, this piece is just really, really nice. I mean, it's like glorious.
Kevin is satisfied with his piece of leather today. That's exciting.
This is a nice. Well, you guys gave me all that crappy stuff last week, and I had to work around it.
I was going to say, guess who picked that?
This piece is cooperating.
It wasn't me, or he would be complaining. I would make sure of it.
Listen, Chevy guy, we can only be so prepared. That's the nature of us. You know this.
Yeah.
Don't judge.
Well, one thing nice, you know, that so far at this point, we're able, at Springfield Leather, we're able to offer our customers the services of Denny and myself. We've got some experience in many different areas, and you know, it's hard to find. You know, in spite of our video efforts, we get some comments on our videos like, you know, why don't you guys learn how to run a camera and all this kind of stuff. Well, it's okay. We are learning how to run a camera the hard way, but. You know, it's nice just to be able to do this and let people watch and see and ask questions if they want. I mean, who else is doing that? I guess there's a few, maybe.
And in reality, I think our cameras are run pretty well.
I do too.
I mean,
even when Captain No Fun is.
Yeah, Captain No Fun, he's a professional production manager.
That's wonderful. All right, so for anybody that's curious right now, Denny is using Berry King bar grounders in 3 different sizes. So
I've just got 2 different.
Oh, you just have the 2?
This one, yeah.
Okay.
These are 35. I got an 07 and an 03.
Okay, but they are Berry King tool. We don't stock this particular one, so if you want it, you have to buy it through Berry King. And he's just bar grounding right now. Kevin, we've got a amusing question for you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Angela wants to know, if you could go back and start the store knowing what you know now, what, if anything, would you do differently?
Well, that's a pretty darn good question.
I thought so.
Well, there's a couple things. One, I wouldn't try to be cheap about getting an accountant. I would have a good accountant right off the bat.
Did you try to be cheap at first?
I didn't really know how badly I needed one. So that was something. And
We do have a very good accountant.
yes, we do. And that is extremely wise to do. Parashader, big old honker, number P212. Let's see. Other than that, stuff that I would do different. Yeah, one of the things would be that I would have gotten a little more techie sooner. Because I tend to be a technical dinosaur, and that
Unlike me.
Yeah, not like Denny. No, you're not a dinosaur. You're a member of the Cretaceous period or whatever. But I really was hesitant to get into the internet and all that stuff, and it took employees to make me realize that, boy, you needed to do that. So So I did. I also would have been quicker to get into this sort of thing with the video instruction and that type of thing. But again, I didn't know. There's probably some other things too that I can think of. I just haven't got them out yet.
I've got a question for you, Kevin.
What's
And I
that?
think I know the answer. People are all the time saying, when are you going to open up another store over on the other side of the country or over somewhere else? Why don't you want to open another store?
That is a good and fair question. Most people, dang, Denny, your veiners are just hurting.
Okay.
Most people have no clue how much work this place is. I mean, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah.
It is beyond imagination almost.
Takes 100 people to run it.
I don't know, how many do we have here?
Probably in the 93, 94 range, I think, right now.
Or maybe a few more, because
Yeah.
we hired a few more recently.
Yeah.
It is just the amount of work and experience is incredible. Because if I wouldn't have had all those years of experience working with Andy and knowledge of vendors, oh my gosh, this is just such a, it's almost a labor of love to just have this place. Because I can guarantee you, I'm not getting rich, and I don't know of any. Maybe Rusty is. I don't know. I can say that since he's not here. But to try and have an inventory like this in two places, can you imagine that?
It just wouldn't be the same. And I think that's the thing that people don't realize is that we, like the amount of customizations that we offer to our customer base, things just like, hey, you can buy these shapes and we can split them to whatever weight you want. You can buy strips and have them split. You can buy weird leathers and have it processed into things. We couldn't do that if we were not one location.
That is extremely true.
Because the machinery, like the money it takes, the experience that it takes to run those kind of things, it would just be really difficult to do that in multiple locations. And a couple, like, except for Tandy, which is, you know, very corporate, and you don't get cool customizations when you go to Tandy. You get what they have, and that's what they've got. You don't get to go in and say, hey, can you split this leather down for me? I need it a little bit thinner. That's not an option.
And plus the variety of products that we have, you know, there's no way you could buy enough of that stuff, I don't think, to be able to supply two locations that were across the country.
Mm-hmm.
You would always have the other Springfield's got this, why don't you have it? And
Well, and to me,
Plus, how
the
do you
main
do
reason
Springfield
that
leather
I
if you're not in
think
Springfield?
that another location would not be as good as just this one, we have trouble having enough experienced people to do the jobs that they do right
Oh,
now.
Yeah.
that
Because it
is
takes so
hard.
much training.
I mean, we try time after time to have experienced people, and you know, especially right now, it's hard to do that.
Boy, is it.
You can't find anyone that wants a job to begin with, and then
That's-
you sure can't find anyone with experience.
Yeah, that is a fact. And so the experience aspect of it is hard fought because it is just a battle.
Yeah, I think, you know, when somebody starts, we usually tell them it's going to be a good solid year before you've got your feet under you and you know how this place functions. And even then, it's still like kind of surface knowledge. And then, you know, you can, once you've got the basics, you can start kind of going deeper into the different subsets of what it is that we do or how things work and flow and function. But
Yeah, and leathercraft isn't like, you know, going to Lowe's and trying to buy some hardware or something. It's true, you need people that are experienced at Lowe's, but there's a lot more experienced carpenters out there than there are leather workers out there.
Exactly right.
And so getting some help there is something that's not horribly difficult. Well, it may be difficult, but at least it's available. You can find electricians that can tell you what you need. You can, find all that. But in the leather world, whoa, how many people are there out there like Denny, who's got oodles and years of hands-on experience with leather? There's just, wow, not that many.
There just aren't very many people that are old like me.
That's a good point. I'm really having to make do without here. All because you guys have selected weird tools
There's that
that
flower
only
center
work
right there.
for you. So I'm just gonna do it.
Kevin, you have had 4 weeks to get together your tool load that you needed, and you didn't do it.
Really?
Can I borrow this?
But you're
This
just
junky tool.
Are you
Well-
sure? Look, we got this.
let's see. What's that? Oh, that's
Flower
fun.
center.
Maybe I should just whack it.
Blind old man? Just pop it in there.
I think I will. But I'm going to make some little Xy crisscrossy things here in the middle of my flower. And then after that, I'll kind of go around it with one of these little pushy downer things. It's nice when tools are named properly.
Pushy downer thing. That is proper.
Well, yeah. A lot of people call them bevelers.
Yeah.
But not you.
Well, I call them bevelers too, but if you're going to do this, you might as well have fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is just... Oh, there's a great big one thing. We'll use that. That's that little hoof.
A mule's foot?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, talk about naming it. There's a girl in the class last week that called it a donkey kick.
Donkey kick.
A donkey kick.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
That's
Time
original.
to use the donkey kick.
Okay, well, I'm going to...
Guys, I can't. These guys aren't going to be able to list these tools off for you. They're switching around too much. You guys are just going to have to appreciate the tooling for what it is.
Well, I used a couple of mule's foot things, and we just made some random marks. I'm picking up my happy little swivel knife, and I'm making some random cuts with that to make my flower look like it's sort of I don't know, flowy.
Flowy.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's a great word. Flowy.
We're gonna have an SLC dictionary with all sorts of things that we say.
Oh,
That would be fun.
I would love to come up with an SLC dictionary.
All right, Holly, I think you volunteered.
Oh no. You write something up for me. I'll put a pretty cover
He'll
on
just
it.
he'll just email you every couple days with a new SLC word that he's come up with.
It's the spelling that's going to be the problem.
That's where you come in.
Yeah, okay, I can spell. Mostly.
Incorrectly, on purpose. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're gonna spell incorrectly on purpose.
It's
We
our
make up our own words.
It's our dictionary. We can do what we want with
exactly.
I can spell incorrectly. It's INCORRECTLY.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How's that vomiting flower coming?
It's about to do
That's
its
really
job.
nice.
It's about to do its job.
Hey Liz, can we hold Denny's tooling up?
Of course.
Camera there? And then,
Yes, Captain.
maybe Kevin.
Yes, Captain.
Thanks, Liz.
So this is Denny's vomiting flower. Because I can't call it anything else. What is it?
It's a vomiting daffodil.
Vomiting daffodil. Or just some Sheridan floral.
And you can name our delightful.
And then we've got this
Wayne.
one again. So Kevin's 70s mom card. And then he's tapping away on a flower. It's right there.
What?
I'll show you later.
Good.
I wonder where that style of floral came from. Is that kind of like banknote floral?
I don't know.
I just why do we where did vomiting flowers, like why didn't we just put stems coming out the bottom and make them fun? I don't understand.
You can. You have. People have.
It's just an interesting thing to do.
Yeah, just something different.
Anybody out there that knows how that came about?
From the old west.
They had vomiting flowers there.
Cowboys sitting around in a line cabin after a tough day of fixing fences. They took their pocket knives and their leftover nails, their horseshoe nails. They made tools, and they started looking at flowers that popped up in the desert.
You know, that is.
How was that?
That is about half right. Most of the flower patterns that you see are indigenous to the area of the country that the artist was from.
Yep.
Sure. Well, because before the internet, that was all that we knew.
Yeah.
It's what was where we were from.
What you saw in front of you.
Yeah. You guys ever looked at pictures of elephants that were like people describing, like people would come back from India and then they would like go to like European counterparts and they would try to explain to them what an elephant looked like, and you would get all these really weird drawings of what they are imagining that this creature would look like. It was like a horse with a trunk, or
They
I don't know.
say that happens a lot with like dinosaurs. They try their best to do that. Like a
Well, you know,
little drawing.
Al Stolman where was he primarily in his younger days? He was out west, California, other places, and then spent a lot of time in Canada. So his floral work reflected all those places. And then some of the other artists, you think about as Tandy was nearing the end of its domain, you had people like Peter Main and I can't remember the name of the Japanese guy, but boy, their work was spectacular and very different. It is to this day. And we all take something and just kind of...
Yeah, everything evolves from something else.
Yeah.
Everything is plagiarized, I think.
There is
in one
nothing
way or
new under
another.
the sun. That is a fact.
So Winifred said, if I watch this, or if I watch you guys all day, I can't get anything done. She loves this, and she thanks you for your knowledge and insight. She had no idea we were so big, which nobody does. Even people that live in Springfield, they have no idea that behind the retail floor, we keep all of our...
Hi, loons.
Oh, look, we got a furry
We got
friend.
our looners.
She finally decided to say hi.
She's a good one. You want a tool? You can bite one.
Sometimes she tries to help us sell our leather.
Oh, yeah. She's a dog.
We also hope that you can make it in one day, Winifred.
Yes, that would be so nice. We're quick to offer tours to our customers. So many people. If you come on a Saturday, be prepared. You might have to wait a little bit. Because, man, there are people here on Saturdays. Whoa. But we'll show you around. Takes what, 20 minutes, half an hour to see the place?
Yeah, about that.
We don't have a big square building, you guys. Don't expect that.
No, we don't.
Bring your walking shoes.
It's a bit of a maze. All right, so Chris asked what size. So these, let me get out my measuring stick. So the trading card itself is about 2 1/4 inches by 3 3/4 is the Denny size that he did. And then the ones that Kevin decided to use today, our halfback shape, are 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So that's
That's
this
pretty
one.
precise.
So, well, I measured it. So there's Denny's flower. cute. And then he'll antique these at some point, probably glue a back on it.
Yeah.
Like he's been doing. And then we'll hang it up on our lovely wall. How's it coming, Kevin?
Simply lovely.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Kevin, I miss the old days sometimes when I see that kind of stuff.
What kind of stuff?
That.
Oh, that. Yeah. That's why I thought I'd do it, is because, it just reminded me of a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean,
The good old days.
when you wanted to do leathercraft, and Tandy's was the game in town,
Yeah.
when you wanted to do leathercraft back in the 70s and 80s,
Yes.
that's the kind of stuff you saw.
Oh, that was it.
That was it, yeah.
I know I still see a bunch of those bags, like those kind of leather retro bags are coming back, and you just see kind of a lot of this like
Yeah.
simple,
Yeah.
cute designs on it.
You know,
And if it wasn't that, it was a traditional floral carving like you're doing there, Kevin.
yeah.
I mean, the quote Sheridan style carving wasn't even in existence at that time,
Well,
or if it was in its infancy at that
yeah,
time.
it was very, yeah.
It was in seclusion. Let's say that.
Yep. And that is true. And I remember when I did that, when I got my first tools and I went to that particular Tandy store to do that, I remember the guy that sold them to me. And it just aggravated the snot out of me about 6 months later when I realized
Not this way.
he sold me what he wanted to sell me. And I just hated that. I hated that. And that was one thing that affected my decisions when I became a store manager for them, and also when we took over Springfield Leather, because when I became a store manager for them, everything was about profit. Got to make a profit. Profit. If I get paid enough to pay my bills, I'm pretty happy with that. I don't need a whole bunch more. But big corporations, it seems like they hinge on that.
Sure.
And
they do.
anybody that works here knows that we don't hinge on that. And I just resolved to never, ever do that, or never, ever have sales associates that would be selling what we needed to sell rather than selling what would help the customer.
Yeah.
And I've always felt, man, if you can help the customer make money, you got a win-win situation. And win-wins are good. That's bottom line. That works for everybody. It works for me, it works for you. That's
All right, fellas, sign your cards.
I like that.
I like that too, Kevin. I mean,
Sign your card.
It's definitely retro. I love it.
I got to put a KH on here, don't I?
Yep.
Ugh, I got to wear a K. That's the little.
I think it was Chevy Guy or somebody in one of the comments, probably Twitch, said that, oh, another episode of Miss Liz and the Elderly.
Be nice to my old men, guys.
Hey, don't shoot the messenger.
Okay. I did my two.
Oh, I love that. That's perfect.
Yeah, well, I don't know about perfect, but I like it. I've always liked that backgrounder. It's different.
That is nice. I've never used it
Well,
till now. I'm great at plagiarizing, Kevin.
it's okay.
He'll take it.
Well, I think we all are, and I am too.
Alrighty, folks. Well, that is episode 3 of Kevin and Denny's trading cards. Hopefully you guys had a great time. We had a wonderful time. Thank you for all of your participation and all of your questions and comments. We really appreciate all you guys spending the hour with us and just tootling around.
Yeah, especially with the low grade of humor that envelops this
Very
place.
low. Very low.
We're the funniest cats in town.
Oh boy,
Or dogs. We're dogs.
Yeah.
We have fun.
we do. That
Even with Captain No Fun.
Thanks, Liz.
Captain No Fun is fun sometimes.
I am just going to start calling you the captain,
I
though.
figured.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
I gotta take my tools back. Are you gonna dye these for us, Denny?
I will. I
Oh, that'd
will
be
if
great.
you'd like.
I
Do
wonder
you want
if
to? You need to paint your flowers, though,
do
Kevin.
you think I should?
I think you should.
Okay, I can do that.
You can find him at. You can find all this stuff at Denny's desk.
I don't have any paint.
Well, I
I don't
got
know
paint.
where the paint is anymore.
It's behind Melissa. Alrighty, folks. So it's Friday, right, guys? This is the end of the week. This is it. This is all she wrote. Cool.
Speaking of which, I got to go back to work. There's my pattern. See that?
Look at that.
It's precise.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
This is Kevin's pattern.
Well, sort of.
Alrighty, so Wednesday we will be back with Clayton making a fancy shave roll dop kit using some of our new Mad Dog leather, which we will show you on Wednesday that I'm super excited about. And then Friday of next week, Greg Carmack will be in the house, and we will be showing you guys how to make our new Rembrandt wallets using the interiors that we released here a couple weeks ago. Wow. So definitely come in for that. I'm super excited to have Greg here. He is an amazing boot maker and just a really great guy. So make sure everybody marks out 11 o'clock next Friday for sure.
Yeah, he's kind of funny too.
He is.
I'm going to miss him.
I know. Denny's going to be on vacation.
Oh.
So, but anyways, have a wonderful weekend, guys, and we will see you next week.
See ya. Thank
Bye.
you.